EA Sports and the PGA Tour so proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From spectacular Pebble Beach, California, final round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Tell you what, we have seen some tremendous golf this week, outdone only by the incredible beauty that is the coastline of the Monterey Peninsula. As we check the Sunday leaderboard, our leader here on this Sunday is our featured golfer. He's on top by 1 entering play. And that will be in the fairway. So a solid start here on this Sunday. Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay III.
Driver typically not the textbook play here, but executed to perfection, leaving a short iron for the approach.
And that will make it onto the putting surface, but ultimately, not a real good shot. Yeah, that's a nice putt. Getting it there up the hill was half the battle. This got there just a little wide of the mark. Safely in. It's a par here at the first. And he'll hold tight at 17 under par. Frank, interestingly, this hole number 2 plays as a par 4 for the U.S. Open. It is a par 5. It's absolutely gettable, and players must take advantage.
Certainly, Rich. Off that back tee, really you've got to grab a driver. I know there's bunkers left and right, but the decision is whether that tee shot finishes in the fairway, because if it does, you're going to have a crack at this par 5 and 2. If it doesn't, then you play the layup.
Another very nice tee shot. He looks awfully comfortable here with these first couple of drives. Now from a little less than 200 yards, this a second to the par 5. Well, that one had to feel good.
Yeah, struck it so well. You could see that by the reaction of that ball when it hit the green. Landed so softly.
A 5-footer now for birdie. Nah, missed it left. That's a letdown. That finished off for par here with the second. And he'll stay right where he is. This is a pretty hole, the third. 397 yards, just a gentle dog leg to the left. And you do have the option. If you're longer, maybe you just take it up over those trees and cut the dog leg, leaving yourself very short shot in. Or you can play it out to the right, have a little bit more in, but still certainly with a good chance at birdie.
Yeah, it might be in the rough, but that was absolutely crushed.
So he may need to choke up on this one as he gets set for his second. Okay, not a bad lead. That's a good shot. So now eyeing this one for birdie. That's going to slide on by. So that safely in. It's a par here at the third. And he'll remain right where he is.
Frank, this is where it becomes really obvious where you are. You're at Pebble Beach. There's the Pacific Ocean, and this begins that magnificent 7-hole stretch right along the ocean. A fun hole, not long, 331 yards up the hill. We're at the fourth.
Yeah, and each one of those 7 holes that you refer to, Rich, there's a common theme, which is don't look right, because that's pretty much the ocean the whole way around. And this one here, that decision has to be made. 330 to the front of the green. If there's a hint of a breeze, you try and drive it. Otherwise, really, you've got to worry about that pot bunker. It's between 230 and 250 yards. But as I first said, do not go right.
Another good drive. That's been a key, and a few more of those as this round goes along would do wonders in trying to hold on and win this tournament. So not a whole lot left to go here as he'll set up his second for this par 4. 10-foot putt left. Yeah, that's a well-played hole. It's a birdie here at 4. He's got it to minus 18. Here we are at the first par 3 at Pebble Beach. It's the 189-yard fifth. This was redesigned late last century by the great Jack Nicklaus, who has so much rich history here at Pebble Beach. Yeah, solid shot right there, and it'll be a good look at birdie here at number 5. Got it there, but not quite on target. That one finished off. It is a par here at 5, and he'll remain at 18 under. Frank, here we are, another good scoring opportunity, the dramatic par 5/6.
It's easy to have that view of Stillwater Cove on the right, but that, needless to say, is not the place to go. Those 5 bunkers down the left really determine your strategy off the tee. Plus, you're playing from elevation, nearly 20 yards extra off the tee. So that run out at 360 at the end of the fairway, believe me, that's in play.
Another good drive. That's been a key, and a few more of those as this round goes along would do wonders in trying to hold on and win this tournament. From the fairway, we check in with Noda.
Wonderful tee shot here. Biggest challenge is you cannot see the pin sitting on the green. Gonna have to pick out a point along the edge of the cliffs to get the ball on line.
Okay, pretty good shot right there. Didn't quite release all the way out after landing in the fairway, but still, chance for an up and down birdie at this par 5. Good effort, but that'll run 2-3 feet past the hole. Not much to this one. It's for birdie. Okay, well done there. It's a birdie here at the 6th. He moves to 19 under for the tournament. Well, this is the one you dreamed about, isn't it? Just a little baby wedge that kisses the clouds and drops softly on that tiny green here at the 7th. You and your maker, there's nothing better in the world than to be playing the 7th hole and playing it well here at Pebble Beach. Okay, that's not one he'll remember, but he still has a decent chance to get out of here with a par. Surprised he's not taking driver out for this one. Is a long ways away, though it is for birdie. This from 7 feet. Yep, well done. That's in for par here at 7. And the lead will remain 1.
From the famous par 3 7th to the equally famous par 4 8th. Frank, what a hole.
It is, Rich, and it starts, in my opinion, the best 3 consecutive par 4s in golf. This one's a little bit of a blind tee shot. That white rock that's just up ahead, that's your line. If you hit it over the right side of that, your run out is about 250 yards. If you go a little left of that, you've got another 20 yards up your sleeve. But do not go further than that.
No problems there. That's going to wind up safely in the fairway. From the fairway, let's go to Noda.
Beautiful tee shot, great position looking at this green, and there are no easy options here. You got bunkers up the left, bunkers on the right. You have balls that are going to find their way into the penalty area. Requires precision execution.
Just think about it. You got to cover nearly 2 football fields of distance and get it inside 5 feet. You wouldn't think that's possible.
Oh, missed it right. Just didn't have the right line. Okay, that in for par here at the 8th. And that's going to preserve this tenuous one-shot lead. We finished the front side with what is often considered the most difficult hole at Pebble Beach, 483-yard par 4 ninth, ocean, all down the right, and bunkers and deep rough on the left. No room for error here. Well, this is tugged way left. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. So from the rough, his second at 9.
Way too good, I must say. That was just smashed. Yeah, sizable putt left.
A good 20-footer here. Hang on. That's going to leave about 3 feet. Okay, a shake of the head as that one is finished off. And he'll fall back to 18 under par.
Now beginning the inward half here at Pebble Beach, and it is some start to this backside, Frank. A big, bold par 4, once again running the entire length of the Pacific Ocean along the right.
Yeah, visually it's stunning, no doubt about that, with the world's largest hazard there on the right. So your mind does go to the left side of this fairway, but you don't want it to go too far left. Those 3 bunkers, they're very much in play. But really aim in the left side of this fairway because the fairway does kick to the right.
Nothing to fault there, safely in the fairway. A left to right breeze, something to consider here as he eyes this second shot.
In my book, that's a good shot. You could really aim at the middle of just about every single green. If you did it all day long, some of those would finish up close, and you'd have plenty of birdie putts.
Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And he will definitely not say no to that. We head now to the 370-yard par 4 11th, where ideally you'd like to favor the left side of the fairway to open up the approach into one of the smallest greens at Pebble Beach. That's going to be up the left-hand side. No fairway here. This one in that rough. Ball not sitting too badly here at number 11. This is his second shot.
Just too much juicy grass between the ball and the club face. It's always going to come up short out of that sort of light. Coming up short with the second shot was the issue, but a beautiful use of the flop shot and a good chance to escape with a par.
Okay, well done. It is a par here at 11, and he's going to stay at 19 under par.
First par 3 now on the backside. Frank, this is sort of the forgotten hole, the 12th, 202 yards.
It is. It's in the corner of the golf course. If you look at the right side of the screen, it's very narrow, but that's actually the entry or the gateway. And the reason why I say that, that's the full width of the putting surface. If you're going to take the bunker on, you've got to carry the ball another 8 or 9 yards. But one thing in your favor is this hole plays 10 yards downhill.
Didn't play the wind very well there, and that's going to wind up too strong and over the green. Now a delicate little chip here for his second.
Oh, that's nice. Ball landed softly. And that's why it's a good decision, really, when you think about it. Ball sitting in the rough, not too bad. You want it to land soft, so the flop shot. Good decision.
No missteps there. It is a par here at 12. And he'll stay right where he is. Here we are, Pebble's 13th 401-yard par 4 that some consider a bit of a breather on the course. Birdie is definitely a possibility here. The 13th here at Pebble Beach is sort of a forgotten hole. It's only 401 yards of par 4, but I promise you'll remember it if you make a birdie here, and you'll have a good chance if you put it in the correct position off the tee. Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. Now Noda, his second from the fairway.
He's got 103 yards to the front, 108 to the hole, sitting in the front left hole location. With the sand wedge, and boy, does this look good.
Well, no surprise. We've already seen some great iron shots this week, but that is another one.
Let's see if he can knock this in. It's for birdie. Just like that, it's a birdie here at 13. And he will take over sole possession of the lead here midway through these final 9 holes.
Frank, the 14th hole, par 5, it is one of the most difficult par 5s in championship golf, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. Not just because of the length of the hole, 570 plus yards, but reachable only really by the longest hitters in the right conditions. But it's the third shot. I've got to rank the third shot as probably the hardest short wedge shot, right up there with the 15th hole at Augusta.
Well, this is left all the way. Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Okay, here comes the third shot. It's about 120 yards. That's what's left. Well, all the elements of his game have been in sync today. A terrific shot right there.
It's all about getting it inside that 3-foot circle around the hole. That was a really nice shot.
No issues there. It is a par here at 14. And he'll stay at 20 under. Next up, the 393-yard par 4 15th tee shot in the fairway gives the players an excellent shot at birdie, but be careful losing it right onto that 17-mile drive. A good-looking shot there, well placed in the fairway. So a big drive, and not much needed to carry here for his second. A dead-on look here for birdie. Yes, never in doubt. It's a birdie here at 15. And that will catapult him into the lead with just the 16th, 17th, and 18th to play. Now the heart begins to race a little bit because you know you're playing one of the greatest finishing stretches in the entire sport of golf. Starting with the 16th, it's only 400 yards. If you can carry that island bunker, you can jumpstart your run to the house with a birdie 3. He just keeps motoring right along. Another good tee shot right there. Put himself in an excellent position. Keyboards, 88 yards. Really good opportunity here. Second shot. Well, as an old baseball announcer once said, going,
Gone.
goodbye. Well, that is extracted from the bunker, but it is going to hang up short of the green. I don't think he's going to fall in love with that one, Frank, but it won't hurt him.
No, but you'd expect from there to sort of get it within kicking distance. Now you got to work.
Nicely judged, though. It's 4-5 here at par 3. And he's going to fall to minus 20.
Well, here we are, 17th hole, and this is where you can make your mark on the sport. Frank, so much history at this par 3.
It's just a great hole too, Rich. You know, that hourglass-shaped green on the angle. But you're right when you talk about history. You go back to 1972, and this hole played into the breeze. It was a one-iron for Jack Nicklaus. Said one of the greatest shots he ever hit. Actually hit the flagstick, nearly went in. And, of course, one of my favorites is 1982. Tom Watson had missed this green to the left, and the late Bruce Edwards was his caddy. And they were looking for options because they were in such a perilous situation with the US Open on the line. And Watson said, well, what about if I just hole it? And if you look really closely at the footage, as Watson starts to run across the green, he's pointing his finger back at Bruce and saying, I told you so. And then just a few years ago, too, Gary Woodland, he had to chip it on this green and made 3.
Okay, safely aboard. A look here for birdie at 17.
And he's seemingly had no problem with his reads all round long, so this shouldn't be too difficult.
Just a touch firm there. That'll be about 3-4 feet coming back. Yeah, that's good putt. It is in for par here at 17. And he'll remain right where he is. Well, you're not just playing the 18th hole at Pebble Beach, are you? You're taking a moment to soak it all in. Stand on that tee box, look out at the Pacific Ocean, think about what's happened here, who's played this hole, who's made history here, and then you let it rip. Yeah, that's going to work just fine. In the fairway here at 18, and now they'll seek the birdie that could win them the tournament. Now, from way down there, a good look at a second to the par 5. Wow, and Frank, the views here at the 18th at Pebble get a whole lot better when you knock it on in two just like that.
Oh, that second shot's like a banana too. It keeps turning left, and you've got to really pick a definitive line, and that was just absolutely ripped.
Yes, a great putt there. It's in for eagle at 18. Frank, unquestionably a satisfying victory for our featured player. You won 15 times on tours around the world, including the PGA Tour. What's the significance of the second victory?
It's a great question, Rich, and I think that to answer you simply, it's huge, but to sort of detail it more, the first one, there's always question marks. People tag around, is it a fluke? Were they lucky? Did they chip in on the last? So you work just as hard, if not harder, for the second one. And then when that happens, you feel validated and you feel finally over the hump.
So for Frank Nobilo, Notable Gay III, Iona Stephen, and a cast of hundreds, I'm Rich Lerner. You've been watching PGA Tour Golf on EA Sports. So long, everyone.